So this is a short video designed to increase mobility and flexibility in your spine, particularly through rotation, and also to release through the pelvis, so into your hip joints. We will always start with some kind of recognition of where we are in this moment. So that's a body scan or just sensing and feeling how your body is, because remember, it's really important in somatic movement that you understand where you start and where you finish, because this is neuromuscular re-education. So you're not just working with your body, you're working with your brain, your interoception. So your brain and nervous system understanding how your body holds itself, where the joints are, and the level of tension within your muscles. So I'm going to give you options. There'll be a seated option for those of you who find it very uncomfortable to sit on the floor. So to start with, I'd like you to just lay down on the floor. And you're just going to take a really quick body scan. So close down your eyes. Allow your breath to settle. Allow your awareness to move into your body. And just take a moment to notice the parts of your body that connect with the earth. So which parts of your body are touching? Following these points of connection all of the way down to your heels, I'd like you to just notice the weight of each heel into the earth. And you might find that it's different side to side. That's perfectly fine. You don't need to change anything at all. So this is all just information. You might find that maybe one foot's fallen more out to the side than the other. That's fine too. Moving up through the back of the legs, I'd like you to just take a moment to notice the distance between the back of each knee and the floor, and to notice what you can sense and feel in each knee joint. So if there's a difference left and right, how does that affect what you can feel in the knees? Moving up through the back of the thighs and into the joints of your hips. What can you feel? Maybe nothing. Maybe you're not even sure where the joints of your hips are at the moment. It might be quite a difficult place for you to get in touch with. That's fine. And then sensing into your pelvis, I'd like you to sense how each side of your pelvis meets the earth. So just like the heels, maybe one side's heavier, maybe one side's lighter, maybe it feels the same. All just information. Then moving on up into the sides of your waist, I'd like you to notice the distance between the left side of the waist and the floor, and the distance between the right side of the waist and the floor. Once again, is anything different left to right? Then have a quick check in, move towards the arch of your spine, and just take a moment to notice the relationship between the whole of your low back and the floor. So what's that general curve feel like? Then moving on up into the ribs, noticing how each side of your rib cage meets the earth, what you can sense and feel in the left shoulder blade, the right shoulder blade, and then moving to the tops of the shoulders. Just taking a moment here to be really curious about the distance between the top of each shoulder and the floor. So you might feel that there's more space on one side than the other. Once again, it's all fine. It's all just information. This is how your body has chosen to arrange itself in this moment. And this is also a reflection of how your body holds itself every day. Then just checking in with your neck. So noticing the curve in the back of your neck, and also being curious about the length on either side of your neck. Once again, one side might feel longer, one side might feel shorter. And then the skull, maybe your head's fallen one way or the other. So just taking that quick snapshot of you laid right here on the floor. Then I'd like you to come on up to sitting. You're going to come into sitting, you're going to take a cross-legged position, and that's whatever cross-legged means for you. So it could mean that your knees are all of the way up here, you might be here, you could be out there. Whatever it means for you, we're not going to stay here. I just want you to notice that wherever you are, how does this feel? So is one knee higher than the other? Can you sense tension maybe on the inside of one thigh, both thighs? Maybe you're feeling something in your low back. How is each side of your pelvis meeting the earth? Does one side feel that it's taking the weight of you and the other side feel lighter? Then I'd like you to cross your legs in the opposite direction and just see how that feels. How does it feel in comparison to the other side? Is there any discomfort anywhere? Do you feel that your weight has changed? What are your knees doing? Once again, all just information. Fabulous. Now we're ready to move on to the movement. So I'm going to bring a chair in, and I'm going to quickly show you the chair version of what will happen with your lower body. So if your hips are really tight and you struggle to sit on the floor without any kind of pain, I'd like you to do this in a chair. Remember that in somatic movement, we never ever move into pain, because if something hurts, your nervous system is just going to shut down. It's going to stop you from moving. It's going to stop your muscles from releasing. Everything is just going to suck in and hold you tight. And we want you to be able to release and let go. So no pain. You make the movement smaller if you move into pain, even if that means just thinking about the movement. Remember, neuromuscular re-education, so even thinking about the movement is enough to start the movement off. So if you're sat in the chair, you're going to come to the edge of the seat. You're going to bring, let's say, your right leg out in front of you. Your left knee will be bent. The movement of the low body stays pretty much the same throughout the whole of this sequence. So if you're sat in a chair, you're going to bring your right hand to your left knee, and you're going to rotate to the left. As you rotate to the left, I'd like you to point with the toes and allow the foot to move in. As you rotate back to the right, you're going to flex the foot, so your toes are going to come back up towards your shin. And I'd like you to think about sucking your femur, so your thigh bone, up into your hip socket, so this leg will shorten. So as you turn right, you point with the toes and the leg will lengthen. And as you turn left, you'll flex the foot and you'll pull the leg back into the hip socket, and you'll sense the leg shorten. So that's the variation for the chair. So if you're sat on the floor, we have options. And the standard option is going to be to bend your left knee and have the right leg straight. If you can't bend this knee, you can just do it with your legs straight. Okay, so we're going to start by, if you can, bending the left knee, bring the left foot in towards your right thigh. We're going to do a test movement to start off with. So I'd like you to simply bring your left arm. You're going to use your left arm as a tripod. So you can have your fingers like a bridge. You can have it like a fist. But you don't want too much weight through the left arm as we turn. So you're going to bring your left arm behind you. Your right hand is going to come to your left knee. You're going to turn and look over your left shoulder. And just notice where your gaze lands. So just notice, pick that point on the wall. What can you see? And remember that place. Then come back to center. So the movement itself, your left arm like a tripod or a fist. You don't want too much weight going through it. You're going to turn, you're going to look to the left. Right hand's going to come to the left knee, look over the left shoulder. Then you're going to turn back towards the right. You can allow this arm to become light and the arm to internally rotate, so that's your left arm. And you're going to turn to the right. Inhaling, turning to the left. Point with the right toes. Let your right buttocks move away from the floor. And as you exhale, turning to the left, can you allow your left foot to fall out towards the side? And can you flex your foot? So bring your toes back towards your shin. Inhaling, going left, point with the toes. Exhaling, foot flexes. And can you think about drawing this right leg up towards your thigh? So your right leg will shorten. Your right hand stays on the left shoulder. So close down your eyes. and just notice how this happens in your body. So what can you sense and feel? You turn left, toes point. What's your body telling you? What can you feel lengthening? What can you feel shortening? Exhaling, turning right. Right leg sucks in and up into the pelvis and you flex through the foot. Inhaling, turning left. Exhale, turning right. Inhale left, toes point. Exhale right, toes flex, suck that thigh up towards your pelvis. Then come back to centre. So we're going to do exactly the same movement. I'd like you to try and keep your eyes closed. This time the head is going to go in opposition to the rib cage. So you're going to inhale and turn left. You're going to point with the right foot, but this time you're going to look over your right shoulder. As you exhale, you're going to turn left, the foot flexes, your right leg will shorten, rib cage goes right, but your head will go left. Notice what's happening through your spine, through your waist and in your pelvis. Eyes are closed. Inhaling, rib cage turning left, head turning right. Exhale, rib cage going right, head turning left, foot flexing, right leg shortening. Inhaling, turning left, rib cage going left, head going right. Exhale, right leg shortening, rib cage going right, head going left. Come back to centre, take a breath. Where you holding your breath? So often when we have to concentrate, we will hold our breath. So try and keep your breath going throughout. Now we're going to bring our right hand to our chin. The purpose of having the right hand on the chin is to try and keep your nose and your chin aligned with your breastbone. We're going to do the same movement as before. This time the head and the rib cage are all going to go left, but I'd like you to look right with your eyes. So your eyes are open and you're looking to the right. Make sure that the nose and chin are still aligned with the centre of your rib cage. So you're not turning your head, you're just using your eyes. The eyes are going right, the rib cage and the body have gone left. As you come back, your rib cage turns right, but your eyes are going to go left. If you're using the breath, the inhale turns you left, you flex, you point the toes, eyes go right. Coming back, rib cage goes left. Rib cage goes right, eyes go left. So this is really good for the muscles of your eyes. And this isn't easy, so be kind on yourself. Notice what happens when you move the eyes. How does it change the movement for you? Then coming back to centre. We're going to bring our hands to underneath our chin. We're going to turn to the left. You can allow the right toes to point. As you inhale, I'd like you to lift up through the chest. You can close down the eyes so you're extending through the ribs. And then as you exhale, staying to the side, you're going to round down through your spine. So the inhale's going to lift you up. Notice all of the muscles in the back body turn on as you come up, so they're all contracting and the front body's lengthening. As you roll down, the front body contracts, the back body lengthens. So just let your leg roll along with this. This is a full body movement. If your leg isn't moving, I'd like you to see if you can notice where the movement stops. Can you just allow the leg to roll with the movement of the pelvis? The next time you lift up, you're going to open your eyes and I'd like you to look down towards your nose. As you curl down, you're going to look up with the eyes towards your forehead. If this makes you feel a bit sick or dizzy, you can close your eyes but move the eyes underneath your eyelids. Then come back to centre. Coming back to the first movement, so your right hand's going to come to the left shoulder, close down your eyes, full body movement, nice rotation, just let your body move. So inhaling, turning left, exhaling, turning right. Inhaling, turning left, exhale, right. Just allow the whole body to come along for the movement. One last go, inhaling left, exhaling right. So opening your eyes, bringing your right hand back to your left knee. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, turn and look over the left shoulder and just take a moment to notice if anything's changed, if anything's different. Has your gaze changed? Are you turning further around? Have you increased your mobility and your flexibility? So increasing mobility through the pelvis, through the spine, getting your joints opening and closing, the muscles lengthening and releasing, and most importantly, teaching it all to move together in sequence from the level of your brain. How much did you achieve? Then just taking a moment to come and sit cross-legged and to notice how this feels for you now. Remember, your version of cross-legged is not mine, so whatever you visited before, visit it again. Just notice what you can sense and feel in the knees. Is there any tension in the inside of the thighs? Has anything changed in the back body? Has anything changed in the way that your pelvis now meets the earth? Remember, this is all just information. Then switch, cross in the direction that you might not necessarily sit, and just notice if anything's changed here. Then really quickly bring yourself down to the floor and just take a moment's awareness. So take a moment to notice how the right side of your body now meets the earth. Noticing the right heel, the length and weight of the right leg, the right side of the pelvis, right side of the waist, right side of the rib cage, length and weight of the right arm. Notice what's happened in your neck. So you might feel a little uneven in the neck. Maybe your head feels that it's fallen to one side. So just allowing all of this awareness to settle in, to notice what's changed for you. And we're all different, so we'll all change in different places. It really does just depend on how you habitually hold tension in your body and where you need to release. Then coming back up to sitting. This time the left leg will be straight. The right foot is going to come in towards your thigh, if that works for you. So right foot to left thigh. If that doesn't work for you, remember, legs can be straight. It could be that you can do it with a bent knee on one side and you can't on the other. So you might do one side bent knee, you might do one side straight leg. It's all fine. If you're in the chair, then simply swapping over. So now your right foot in towards the left thigh, left hand to right knee, right hand as your rest, but remember, not too much weight through there. We're going to do the test movement first, so you're going to inhale and look over the right shoulder. Remember that spot. As you exhale, come back. Okay, so we're going to close down the eyes straight away. Hopefully it'll be a little easier on this side because the movements won't be as new to you. So you're going to close the eyes, you're going to inhale, and we're going to turn and look over the right shoulder. As you exhale, allow this right arm to be light, and you're going to look over the left shoulder. Inhaling, turning right. Can you allow the left toes to point and extend through the left leg? Exhaling, turning left. Can you allow the left foot to fall out to the side? And it's fine if it doesn't. Can you flex your toes? And can you shorten the left leg? Is it harder on this side to do that movement than on the other? So the inhale, taking you right, pointing with the toes. Exhale, left, flexing the foot, sucking that left thigh bone up into your pelvis. Coming back to center, just take a moment, take a breath to reset. Then going again, but this time the head going in opposition to your rib cage. So inhaling, body goes right, head goes left. Exhaling, body's going left, head is going right. Is it easier or is it harder on this side? Don't worry if you get confused, that's fine. It's all part of the learning process. Are you still lengthening and shortening through the leg? Notice how your weight changes through the pelvis as you move. Can you sense the shape of your spine changing? What's happening in your shoulder blades? Can you squeeze the right shoulder blade in as you turn left, as you turn right? Can you squeeze the left shoulder blade in as you turn left and sense the right shoulder blade moving away from the spine? How much information can you take from these movements? Coming back to center, take a breath, allow yourself to reset. So now the whole of the body turning one way, but you're looking the other. We bring our hand to our chin, so your right hand is going to come to your chin. Purpose of keeping your right hand on your chin is to give you some kind of awareness of keeping your head aligned with your breastbone. Left hand to right knee. Inhale and turn right, but look left with the eyes. Exhale, turn left, look right with the eyes. There's a lot going on here. Is your leg still moving? Toes still pointing and flexing? Remember, trying to keep the head aligned with the rib cage. Coming back to center. Now the hand coming underneath the chin. So your right hand underneath your chin, left hand back on the right knee. Turn the body to the right. Lift up and extend through the chest. You can close your eyes to start off with. And then as you exhale, you're rounding down through the spine. So contract into the front of the body. Think about moving your pubic bone up towards your belly button, your sternum down towards your pelvis. Inhaling space in the front body, exhaling, shortening into the front body. Inhaling, contracting into the back body. Exhaling, lengthening into the back body. Remember, we stay facing the side all of the time here. Then opening your eyes, and as you lift up this time, can you look down towards your nose? And then as you roll down, can you look up towards your forehead? Weight rolling over the pelvis. That leg just coming along with the movement. Coming back to center. Left hand back to right knee. Close down your eyes. Just going to do 3 turns to the right as the first movement, whole body, head all together. So inhale, turn to the right. Exhale, turn to the left, allow the foot to flex. Think about sucking that thigh up towards the pelvis. Inhaling, turning right, pelvis rotating, leg rotating, rib cage rotating, head rotating. Exhale, left. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Coming back to center. Take a nice deep inhale, bring your left hand back to the right knee, and as you exhale, turn and look to the right and notice what's changed, what's different. Have you got more motion, more mobility? You increased your flexibility? Notice not at any point have we actually stretched anything here. We contracted and lengthened muscles and we opened and closed joints. And in doing so, we've made our brain and nervous system aware of the level of tension in our body. And once your brain and nervous system become aware of the level of tension, they will then balance everything out. And this is what increases your mobility. That's going to increase your mobility more than simply trying to stretch by pulling on either end of a specific muscle or group of muscles. This has repatterned the whole of your body all of the way from the sole of your feet to the crown of your skull. So just taking a moment to come back to your cross-legged position, whichever way you want to be. Notice how that feels. So notice what you can feel in the pelvis. Notice any new sense of space into the front of the pelvis, into your inner thighs. Maybe you're sensing more space down your IT bands outside of the thighs. Remember, we're all different. We're all going to feel it in different places. Maybe you might feel that your shoulders are more relaxed. Then switching sides, going in your opposite cross-legged position. Remember, you could be anywhere. You do not need to look like me. And just notice if anything's changed, if anything's different. So allowing your brain and nervous system a learning moment, a moment to notice what you can now do now that you've connected with your body, to notice what's changed. Then come down to the floor. Final quick body scan. So allow your legs to lengthen out, your arms just to rest by your sides, palms face the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, just let go. And then just checking in, noticing the weight of your heels into the earth. Noticing what you can sense and feel in the arches of the feet, the balls of the feet and the toes. Any new awareness deep within the bones of the feet and deep within the joints of the ankles. Noticing what you can feel through the calves and the shins. Taking a moment to check in and notice the distance between the back of each knee and the floor, and to notice if anything's changed, if anything's different here. Noticing what you can sense and feel in the knee joints. Noticing what you can feel through the thighs, how the backs of your thighs meet the earth. And then sensing into the joints of your hips. So previously I asked you what you could feel in the joints of the hips, and if you were even really aware of them and where they are. Now, what can you feel in the joints of your hips? So the joints of your hips are on between your inner thighs and your groin. What can you sense and feel here? Noticing any sense of softness and space across the front of the pelvis. Noticing how the back of your pelvis meets the earth, left and right. Distance between the left side of the waist and the floor, the right side of the waist and the floor. Then the relationship between the whole of your lower back and the floor. Moving on up into your rib cage. How does your rib cage meet the earth, left and right? You've got more space in the front of your rib cage. What can you sense and feel in the left shoulder blade, right shoulder blade? And then once more, being really curious about the distance between the top of the shoulders and the floor. So here I feel a really big difference. So the distance between the top of the left shoulder and the floor, top of the right shoulder and the floor. Has anything changed? Is anything different? Then noticing the length and weight of each of your arms into the earth. And then checking in with your neck, noticing the curve in the back of your neck, length on either side of your neck, and how your head has arranged itself on the floor. If you wish, you can stay here and just rest in this effortless awareness for a while. The more you can sense and feel, the more information that you can give to your brain and nervous system, the better.